Hello and welcome to this episode of Making Connections, the BattleCON analysis show where I, your host, Marco dos Santos, try not to do so badly at playing BattleCON online. In the previous episode, we looked at Star Guardian Eerie, and in this episode, we're gonna play another character that was changed in the recent patch. Let's get to the game.
Don't think you can challenge me and then walk away.
Think you can keep up? Let's see.
Alright, let's see if we can keep up with Schecter. Alright, welcome back to the game. It is my Kimbe versus C3 Gaming's Schecter. C3 Gaming, welcome to the show. Alright, so here's the thing about this character Kimbe right here. We nerfed Expulsion. It no longer does that cool thing because it now forces you to move your staff to an unoccupied space, making Expulsion dodge significantly less good. I believe that was it. I think quickening also, you occupy your staff, move on space. Nope. I think that was the biggest nerf to it as well. Yeah, I believe that's it. The expulsion dodge change was the biggest nerf that we gave to Kimbe. Kimbe hasn't gotten a lot of limelight in the sun, not a lot of days in the sun. So we can give her this day and hopefully we find a game that's interesting. Alright, let's get rid of fulminating. It is undoubtedly her worst style. But what's her worst base in this situation? Well, I guess we're definitely not attempting to drive against Schecter now, are we?
So many spells, so little time.
Mage Hunter's definitely the better one. Oh, right, and Quake! Quake got a nerf as well. That was the other thing. Quake's stun guard goes down from 4 to 3. It can be relevant in some matchups, especially with characters who have small breakpoints in power, much like Schecter here. So I think this is a good indication of, how far Kimbe has kind of fallen down. According to the developer notes, we're trying to make fulminating a little bit more useful because basically Expulsion and Quake were eating up a lot of the space. So, given my opponent's discards, these are typical Schecter discards, quite frankly. Yeah, and I'm expecting a few things, like a Reaver, though most likely this is going to be a Jugular dodge. Like, I just have the strongest inkling that it is. I do not think that this is a burst whatsoever. But this is a Reaver drive. I also get kinda monumentally eaten up. So this is probably a Reaver drive, right? I can't clash that because it's Schecter, and that's just how Schecter is.
Tough decision.
Goodness me. I should just dodge. We're seeing the weakness of the expulsion dodge beat 1 now, because now I can't put the staff directly on me when I do this. So we're gonna see this nerf in full effect. Oh, that was a tough beat. I really, really, really expect the Schecter to be doing something along the lines of a Reaver drive or a Jugular dodge. It really depends on the kind of Schecter my opponent wants to play. Though based on them not anteing anything right now, I don't think they are planning to play that. Oh, never mind. There's the two antes. Alright. I'm definitely letting that pass. Unleashed Drive. That was like a half measure then. Not being able to put the staff on you is a bit frustrating in my opinion.
What should it be?
So we definitely need to pull the opponent first. I'll definitely move here. That way my opponent corners themselves.
Stay right there.
So now I have to think a little bit more about my staff positioning when I play Expulsion. So for example, in this situation, I can't just put like the staff on me again. So I can't put it on my space. So that's the new thing that we have to worry about. But a cool thing, I guess, is that I can just leave it here. It's an unoccupied space. So with the Reaver gone, the big deal is my opponent doing something like Spiral, right? That's fine in my opinion. Quake Strike is definitely the option that we're doing here. Quake Strike, really powerful. So my opponent's quote-unquote best move is to probably just do Brand. But the thing I've realized when fighting Schecter is that if you basically spend your entire day worried about Brand, you're just gonna lose. So you can't afford to do so. If my opponent antis too, it's definitely Brand. Goodness. No, we just let it happen. This would be really cool if it's not Brand. Oh no, it's not Brand. Okay, my opponent should push me one space. This is quite unfortunate for me. My opponent will push me one space, I'll be forced to retreat, and I'll be forced to miss. So quite a good move on my opponent's part. And they get full Malice tokens. Not only if my opponent sees that, right? There you go. Oh, quite unfortunate for me. I wish I had shot. So I'm gonna retreat 2 spaces to get as far away from her as possible.
I want to be there.
So with no ranged options, my opponent is basically forced to dodge or try to do something. But I don't think they can even dodge in this situation. So respectfully, I think will be something like a Spiral Drive. A Spiral Brand is the only thing that can hit me from this range. Well, of course, there's this, right? But I could just Penumbral Shot. But that Spiral Burst
nicely.
or Spiral Brand is going to be really annoying. Gosh, it is really annoying. How fast is that? That is at most 5 priority. So I should just do this. Sorry, 6 priority.
Let us decide.
Then we clash and I can shot.
Almost
Sure,
too
I'm fine with that.
easy.
So I just need to know how many tokens she wants to ante. And don't think this is an indication of how good the Kimbe Schecter matchup is. I want all of you to know that I'm chronically bad at fighting against Schecter. Oh, this is a dodge beat. Interesting. No, it wasn't. Alright. I got a beat in. So I advance to...
Better watch out.
I wish I had shot, but hey.
Rend.
Oh, I wish I had shot. Alright, so I'm expecting a Spiral or Unleashed Drive again. It could also be Brand. Actually, if it were a drive, I could just do Penumbral Burst. That's not a bad idea either. So here's a cool move.
This should work
So now that
nicely.
Expulsion Dodge isn't that useful, right? You get to do some crazy things like doing Penumbral Caster. Penumbral Caster is pretty decent. If my opponent does not play Drive, they get hit for 7. If they do play Drive, I can soak 2.
All right.
That's what BattleCON's all about, like playing attack pairs that are like that. So if this is a Brand, I'm actually really happy. Nope, it's not. Oh well. Alright, so my opponent gets to dodge and go wherever they want.
Better watch out.
Advance 3 spaces. They're getting shot back. So do I actually want to put it on myself? Not exactly. Actually, I think the best place would be to put it behind Schecter.
Destroy!
I know that might not seem like a lot of sense, but if I use Expulsion Burst, I can create a lot of distance. I mean, sure, she has Reaver and Unleashed, but hey. I could just Quake Shot. Nah, I should just dodge. Always.
A trivial feat.
It is indeed a trivial feat. So now you're seeing how those nerfs are firmly affecting the way I'm playing this character, right? Because I want to dodge, but at the same time I want to stay on the staff, I can't play Expulsion with dodge anymore, because if I do that, even if I go onto the staff during the start of beat effect, I have to get off of it during the after. I have to put it away from me during the after activating effect. So that's actually a big change. It's actually quite big now that I'm playing it. It didn't seem like a big change when I was like, you know, saw the patch notes, but actually playing it, it actually makes me feel that way. It's an Unleashed drive. Like, what was I thinking? Like, Schecters just play the same attack pairs over and over again, huh? Oh, it's an Unleashed Strike. Alright, we're here.
Better watch out.
Alright, my opponent better retreat too. Like, in my opinion, firmly respect a retreat 2 right here. There you go. Definitely not a bad play. They don't want to be in range of the quickening strike, quickening drive, I mean. Keep current finisher, yes. Alright, what are we up to now? Well, at least now I'm not in brand range unless it's Reaver brand. And Reaver brand is definitely okay to get hit with, but my opponent does deal extra damage, that's fine. I should just do this. My opponent has not shown the capability of doing brand. I'm gonna make that read that they're not gonna do brand again.
Yes.
I'm just gonna do the Quake Shot. If they finally decide to brand on this beat, I'm gonna be super impressed. Like they held off really long to play their brand. It's like halfway through the game at this point. This has been a long game. No anti. Nope. There's the brand. On the one beat. On the one beat that I choose not to brand, huh? That I choose to not respect brand. It happens. Oh my gosh. Oh no, it's Reaver Burst. Okay. Great. That's actually really good for me. Like that was a roller coaster of emotions, right? Oh, I didn't make the right read. Oh, I made the... Oh, I didn't. Oh. See, I guess you can't, like, really judge fully what your opponent is doing at a lot of the time, but hey, I think I got the right read.
There.
Sure, they got a lot of tokens back, but I get to hit back for 5. And I get to push them here.
You fool!
So now I'm expecting my opponent to dodge next beat. Because of that, I should probably still play Penumbral Caster.
Better watch out.
That will definitely surprise them. I'm gonna play Penumbral Caster, so if my opponent does do dodge, right? They're gonna be slower. Oh, by the way, I didn't mean they take 7. They take 5, because it gives them soak, but yeah. Because even if they dodge, their start of beat effect will be faster than mine, which means I can go slower. I think Penumbral Caster is the correct play here, so I'm gonna do it. Penumbral Caster, good attack pair. Now that we have a ton of force, and I mean a ton of force, we want to start anti-ing power to get my opponent down to the execution range, which is around 8. If I anti-power on top, this will deal 6 damage. That will bring my opponent down to 6. And since Kimbe's average power is around 5, 6 means that I can anti-power on top and kill Kimbe. Kill Schecter in 2 hits.
More power.
It seems like my opponent is trying to do a shot. I'm gonna anti more power as well.
My power increases further.
Like, anytime I'm afraid of Brand, I should literally just play Caster. It has stun immunity. Like, why do I keep forgetting that I actually have good options? Yeah, this is the problem when you're a Rifflem main. It's like you kind of like forget that some characters just have good options that they don't have to spend the entire game working for. I don't know why my opponent did that. I don't think there's anything my opponent... I don't understand. Are they trying to do something weird? Is this a shot or a drive or... It's a jugular shot. Alright. Alright, so I put it on them, definitely. They won't be able to move. We'll trade 5 for 6. Not bad. Yikes.
It takes more than
This is a rough game for me, though. So I'm fully expecting my opponent to dodge. Like completely. So if I do that, I should do this. Based on what my opponent has done, they know that I can threaten Mage Hunter right now. Which is... Oh, that was all part of the plan, by the way. I took Mage Hunter because... basically, Schecter can only dodge out of this. And based on what my opponent's been doing, they always do switch dodge, right? So if I do Quickening Burst, I might be able to clash my opponent. And if I do clash them, I'll drive and they die. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be very scared of Mage Hunter. And if they're not, and they played like Spiral Drive or something, then congratulations to them. Ooh. Ooh. Not good. That is not good. Ooh, not good. The one beat, huh?
More
Where am I?
power.
The one beat where my opponent doesn't do it. It's an Unleashed drive. Oh, an Unleashed dodge. Very crafty of my opponent. So I read the dodge correctly. I just didn't read which style they would pair with the dodge. Oh, this is what's so frustrating about fighting Schecter. It's like I have no idea what she's doing. Well, definitely I'm gonna retreat 2 spaces.
if I stand just here.
Definitely gonna retreat 1 space. The further away you are from Schecter, the better your life will be.
Obliterate.
Gain 2 malice, blah blah blah. Alright. Now, I can't Mage Hunter myself. That's kind of weird. So Reaver Drive is the quote-unquote problem, but it's not actually a problem.
No way I'm gonna lose with this.
Wait a minute. Do I win? I think I do. I just have to Quake Shot.
A trivial feat.
I think I win if I just Quake Shot. I don't think there's anything my opponent can do. No matter how fast her priority is. She doesn't have enough damage to kill me. Oh, wait, she does. No, wait, she doesn't. She has 5 at most. I have 6 health. I miscount.
So many spells. My power increases further.
It increases further. Yep. Alright. So this should be curtains. I should anti-stun guard just in case. No,
Can't
wait.
get away from me.
Okay. It actually doesn't matter. Because I have 6 life. If my opponent beats my stun guard of 5, I'm dead anyway. So there's literally no reason to anti any of that. And there's no reason to
More
anti
power.
priority because I'm already going slow and I don't want to accidentally clash Schecter. Which is impossible, by the way, but yeah. Alright, we win! Congratulations, everyone. So this is why I wasn't very scared. Like, the moment I established range from Schecter, I was able to realize, hey, she doesn't deal enough damage to kill me, yet I can deal enough to kill her. So my opponent is forced to advance 3 into me, they lose 3 power, they go down to 3 power, they hit me for 3, I'm left at 3 life.
Better watch out.
I take the
This
hit.
might stink.
Ouch. They gain whatever. Then I'm able to retreat 2 spaces or 1 space, it doesn't matter.
I want to be there.
It hits Schecter, we push her as far as possible. We whammo her for 6.
You fool!
I'm just a bit tired.
She's tired.
Best not to pick fights you can't win.
Alright, that was a great game. Let's move on to the post-game analysis. Alright, so that was an interesting game with a character that I usually don't play that often, though I should, Kimbe, against a character that I hate fighting against, which is Schecter. I'm not a very good player when it comes to fighting against Schecter, but I'm glad at least I was able to win that specific game. It just goes to show that sometimes you just need to understand your character's strengths in order to exploit your enemy's weaknesses. In that game, I think what won me was essentially being able to see that my opponent was playing a very predictable Schecter, and I was able to establish range correctly. And one thing that really won me the game was that final beat. It's simply realizing that even though my opponent and I were on even health, 6, and even though my opponent was the faster character, simply realizing that at a certain range my opponent didn't have enough damage to kill me, it automatically won me the game. Understanding how big your character's damage breakpoints are very important, and it's one of the key things in BattleCON, especially when you're playing a character like Kimbe, who has the ability to deal a ton of damage in varied ways. See, Kimbe can deal 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 damage, and understanding how you can use those breakpoints to put your opponent into a specific health so that you can use it to execute them is very, very important. And understanding that allows you to know when you should be anteing for power using the force gauge, which what makes it so interesting. You know, a lot of people tend to think that the force gauge is like tacked on, and I can understand why it feels that way sometimes. I have to admit, I felt that way for a long time. However, I firmly believe that certain characters are able to benefit a lot from them, and you know, Kimbe is just a testament to that. The power bonus that she gets plays a lot into her game plan. Notice how in that game, if I hadn't used the power ante like I did, I probably wouldn't have won. I wouldn't have been able to deal enough damage to Schecter at a safe distance, at the safe time, without those extra power bonuses. So thank you so much to the Force Gauge for that win. And that pretty much does it for this episode of Making Connections. If you like the video or like the content, please give us a comment, give us a like, give us a subscribe if you haven't clicked that subscribe button just yet. And of course, I always take recommendations for things you want me to explore. Want me to explore a specific concept or teach you more about a specific character? Please tell me in the comment section down below and we will get there. Otherwise, I will keep looking through the list of the characters that we have changed, and I might just play Berman next time. So, without much else to say, don't forget your special actions, and thank you, World of Indians. Thank you, and good night.